Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Redstone video. In this one, we're going to take a look at this gigantic pair of googly eyes that actually track the player. Now these things pretty much do what they say on the tin. If you move off to the right, they'll look to the right. If you move to the middle, they'll look straight at you. And if you go to the left, they'll move off to the left. All in all, I think these will make a fantastic addition to any of the rooms that you have in your base. So let's take a closer look. So as you can see, I've had to set myself into survival mode here due to the way that this thing works. But anyway, at the minute, I'm standing in the middle, which is why the eyes are pointing straight at me. But if we move off to the right, you can see that the eyes will follow me over there, and now they're pointing right at me. And if we just walk over to the left as well, you can see that they go across the middle, and then look straight at me once again. I gotta tell you, ladies and gents, that these things are so much fun to play with. In fact, I have to say, I think this is one of my favourite redstone contraptions that I've done for a little while. It's so silly and so very pointless, but it's so very cool. Now, as I'm sure you can tell from all the items down in my inventory and the slight groaning noise that is coming from over there, don't worry, that's not me, I'm not ill, it is in fact a zombie. All we've got down at the bottom here is we've got a zombie that has been turned invisible, and he is tracking the player. When we move off to the left, of course, he walks over there and stands on all the pressure plates, and then of course if we move over to the other side, he stands on these pressure plates, which triggers the eye movements. Now if we just head round the back, you can see all of the redstone behind this thing, and before you fall off your chairs, don't worry, this contraption is extremely simple. It is made up of 4 different circuits, and it's very simple to build. Now, I'm going to try my best to explain this so you can get a rough idea of what's going on. So down at the bottom here, we have got ourselves 2 sets of redstone, and of course above these, we have got ourselves the pressure plates. Now coming off this redstone, we have got a rising edge monostable circuit, and we have got ourselves a falling edge monostable circuit. Now a rising edge monostable circuit activates on the start of a pulse, a falling edge one activates on the end of a pulse. So when the zombie walks across like this, stands on the pressure plates originally, the rising edge monostable circuit will trigger, running into this line of redstone up here that goes into this piston, which pushes all of these blocks across so that the eyes move to the right, which of course means that they will be looking at the player. Then when the zombie steps off the pressure plates, this falling edge monostable circuit will activate, running up into this piston up here, which will push all of these blocks back across so that they're facing the center once again. Same thing goes for the other side. For those of you who want to take a closer look at all of the redstone behind this thing, as always there is a world download down in the description for anyone that wants to check that out. Chuck it into your Minecraft world space folder and have a little bit of fun. But for those of you who want to build it, let's crack on with that tutorial. So you want to get things started with something that looks a little bit like this. Now what I mean by this is I have no idea what sort of googly eyes you're going to be creating. You could be going for some evil ones, you could be going for some slightly smaller ones, slightly bigger ones. You're going to have to make that decision there, but I'm going to be using the same setup that I originally started with. Now down at the bottom you can see I've got myself a set of pressure plates on either side. Of course these are going to be both of my inputs, and then this area here is basically a set of blocks. You can see that I've got the eyes and I have all of the blocks going across, and most importantly I have a set of blocks off the edge of these eyes here. Now that is because when the pistons push it over, you don't want there to be a gap here, so you have to overdo the size by 1 block. Now, the first thing that you want to do is you want to head over to this side here and just place a couple blocks out like this. You want to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you want to place a regular piston facing inwards there, and then another regular piston facing inwards like that. Then just stack it up to the height of your eyes, and you want to do the same thing on the other side. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then take out all of those and place your 2 regular pistons facing inwards like this so that you can push across all of the blocks. Now it's time to start work on our activation circuit. So underneath your pressure plates, you just want to place a couple blocks down at the bottom like this, then some redstone on top of all of those blocks just like that, a block on either side just like this with a repeater running out from that redstone. Now the outside one is going to be running into a block with a redstone torch, and then another block running across like this with redstone dust on top. The other one is just going to run into a block with 2 bits of redstone. Next up, you just want to place 2 sticky pistons facing upwards like that. That one should of course extend with blocks on both of their faces. And you want to place blocks out like this with repeaters running out of those, running straight out into blocks with redstone on top. So there we go. That's your falling edge, that is your rising edge. Now you want to repeat the same thing on the other side. So once again, falling edge monostable circuit goes on the outside, and the rising edge one goes on the inside. Now I've tried my best to make this as clear as possible so that you can see where all of the redstone lines are going to be going so that you don't get confused. So first off, red circuit goes to this piston here, pink circuit goes to this piston over here, green circuit goes to this piston over here, and then finally cyan circuit goes to this circuit over here. So basically these two on the ends are in line, and these two have to do a sort of crossover type thing. Now the way that I'm going to be linking these up is I'm going to be using glowstone towers. You can use upside down half slabs if you want, it's a lot cheaper. But anyway, all you have to do is place them up like this. Then I'm going to be chucking redstone in between all of these blocks just like that, running up to the top there. Then I'm going to place a few blocks out like this. Bit of redstone, a repeater, just because I think we're going to be running low on signal at this point, and then blocks running right the way across straight into those pistons there. Now all you have to do is pretty much that exact same thing, just try your best not to make the wires cross. So now all of that is done. You can see that this pink circuit runs into those pistons there. This green line runs across like this, winds around the pink circuit and runs into this piston here. And then finally the cyan line runs into those pistons there. It's not the cleanest redstone in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but it definitely works. So anyway, if we just head over to this side now, this bit's a lot easier in creative mode, but it is possible in survival. All you have to do is catch a zombie and then rename it using a name tag, then he won't despawn. And now when he stands on any of these pressure plates, it means that the eyes are going to look over in that direction. So when you're in game mode 0, he's going to be tracking you and he is going to be going back and forth, and you're going to have yourself some player tracking googly moogly eyes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.